Hello and welcome everyone. Today I want to show you how to use a magic deck where the focus is around a control strategy. Now if you've ever came up against a deck like this, you will know just how infuriating they can be to play against. So let's take a look at the deck I'm using. Do note there are many cards I could throw in this deck to really strengthen it, however I'm playing completely free to play, so the cards I have I'm a bit limited to at the moment. I'll show you what cards I want to throw in to strengthen it later on. So the idea, I want to get to my late 7, 8 and 9 mana drops as early as possible and finish my opponent off. To do that I've got in here 2 mana toads which have an ability, Afterlife unlock a mana lock, which that's going to help me get to these later game cards before my opponent. But to make sure I can survive long enough I've had to throw in some 1 and 2 mana cards here. I've got 2 Breeder Sailweavers and I've got 2 Vanguard Axewomen. That's going to help me make sure I survive an early onslaught from my opponent. I also have some very powerful cards in here. I've got 2 Ratifiers, which they help you deal with some cards that are really infuriating to play against, like Helion Elites. I really want to get one and throw one in my deck. They're an 8 mana card I believe with 10 attack, 12 health. They're so powerful and they have protected and frontline. I really want one, but this card can render it completely useless. It's brilliant. So I've got 2 of them in here. I have 2 Infernos, which are just really good board clears. Deal 5 damage to each enemy creature. So if your opponent thinks they're about to win, this card can save you. You can just wipe their board. It's a very useful card. It's saved me so many times. And I also have a Crystal Rain in here. I don't have 2 of these, I've only got the 1, and I'm not sure whether I'd put a second one in here or not, but either way, it deals 2 damage to each enemy creature and has the ability 4C+1, which is brilliant because it's going to help clear the enemy's board, and you can also filter through deck, which is very handy. So if we head over to GU Decks, and I'll show you the cards I'd like to put in this deck to really strengthen it. If you've got any of these cards, throw them in your deck because they are going to be so useful. So first things first is Morgana's Grimoire. Grimoire? I have no idea how you say it. Anyway, regardless of how you pronounce the name, this ability on this relic is going to be so handy for the way we're going to play this magic deck. Unfortunately I don't have one at the moment, so can't use it, but when I get one it's going to just make this deck so strong. So its ability is reduced by 1 but not to 0 the cost of each spell in your hand that costs no more than the total unlocked mana gems. So if you're at 5 mana and you've got a card that costs 5 mana, then you can reduce it down to 1. So it's just ridiculous. So any of them Crystal Rains you've got, anything like that, you can, even your Ratify, you can use them and it's not going to affect how you play your turn. You're still going to have plenty of mana gems to throw out another card as well, so it's just so handy. Secondly, we're going to go for some of the bigger cards. I would really like an Helion Elite in my deck because just look at its stats. For 8 mana you get 10 attack, 12 health. They're so powerful and it's got protected and frontline. When I come against this, the only way I can deal with it is if I've got a Ratify in my hand, because that's how powerful they are. And if you've got a card that can give it ward as well, then your opponent is not going to deal with it. Unfortunately I don't have any at the moment. Next, now this card is something I really want. Frey, Archmage of Celine. Now it's a legendary, so you can only throw 1 of these in your deck, but its ability is Raw for C2, which is going to allow you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and decide if you want to throw them to the bottom or not. But when you're at 8 mana it's not too important, but either way it's still handy. But the idea behind this card is its next ability here. Draw 2 cards and set their cost to 2. Now that is insane to have. So that, along with our relic, we're going to be able to reduce the card's costs down so low that we can use so many cards in one turn. So when it gets to the late game, the opponent just is not going to deal with it and you can finish them off very quickly. Next, I'd like to put 2 of these in, 2 Shadow Scryers. I don't have any at the moment, but Protected and Ward is going to allow it to stay on the board for a little bit longer than most 1 mana cards. and at the start of your turn you can foresee 1. Now that's brilliant because in this control deck we're going to want to filter through our deck as much as possible to get the cards that we want. So having that ability early on is going to be so handy, and in fact it's going to be handy whenever, because you're going to get at least 1 go out of it. It's got protected and ward, so they're probably not going to get rid of it the turn you've played it. Now of course we want to throw some of these in. I don't have any at the moment, but a lot of people run either 1 or 2. Astric Implosions. So this is another board wipe. It's like our Inferno, but on steroids. So deal 5 damage to a creature and 3 damage to all other creatures. And it costs 1 mana less than the Inferno. It only costs 6 mana. And of course if we can combine it with other cards like the Morgana's Grimoire or our Frey, then we can reduce its cost hopefully. So these are the cards I really want to throw in my deck. Unfortunately I don't have any. If you've got any of these cards, feel free to play around with it. And now I'm going to go into a game and show you just how I would use it. What's going on guys? This video we're using a magic deck and we're going to go for the strategy of more of a control theme. So the idea is going to be to get 2 of our mana toads early on, just get them destroyed so we can get the mana. We'll hang on to Ratify for now, and that'll do because we're going to use our power, which is 4C. So Clear Mind, 4C2. So that's going to be to help us get through our deck and filter out pretty early on. So there's nothing on board, so we don't mind trying to filter through our deck a little bit more. We are hunting for the other mana toad. That's the idea right now. I'm going to drag the enemy, our opponent, into a late game and bring out the real big dogs. He's got Mage Bolt, which is going to be able to dispose of our weaker creatures, but we don't mind that. So we don't need to worry about anything. We're not bothered about taking care of this because we're not trying to get creatures out right now. So we're going to bring out the mana toad and we'll sacrifice that just to be gone with it. And what's the opponent doing, I wonder? So we'll clear mind to see what's coming up. I don't mind throwing the bottom of the deck for now because we've got Inferno, but you know what, we'll draw Crystal Rain, and we'll hang on to our Sail Weaver as well. We won't use that just yet, because he's probably packing some board wipes himself and we don't want to just waste its ability of ward, because he can always finish it straight off with his God Power 2. So and we're going to get hit for 4 here, but we're protected, so it doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. Now I could just go and wipe them both and waste these 2 spells, but I've not actually got any cards in my deck for any spell boosts, so I don't mind doing that, but we're going to use this anyway. We're going to use our God Power, get rid of these, put these to the bottom, come to the other mana toad, and with our 3 mana left we'll sacrifice a monster for the time being. See if he takes the bait. His power can't take us out, and neither can his creature right now, so we'll make him waste something in his hand.
possibilities are endless.
So we'll attack this just to get it under 5 health, and then we can dispose of it quite easily with our Inferno. That's the idea behind this. Well, a random creature. Well, we've not actually used any spells to need this right now, and we're hunting for the bigger guards now. We would only use that woman if we were early on, right off the bat. So, do we want to take care of the creature, or no? We'll bring a card out. There we go. That'll do for now. We're trying to stall as long as possible and take it to the late game, so we don't mind falling slightly behind. That's the monster gone, we don't mind that. And what we'll do is, we'll see if it plays a weak card and we can just do a board wipe here. Go for the board wipe next turn, so we'll weaken the front line he's got. And that'll do for this turn. So all we're doing is stalling, so we don't mind taking 4 to the face. When he gets rid of our shield, we don't mind that. The idea is going to be to deal 2 damage to each creature, so that is going to wipe his board bar this here, and then we can always just pick it up.
The possibilities are endless.
So we'll go Crystal Rain. We'll keep the defender on the next draw.
Patience is a virtue.
So there we go, the board is pretty much clear, and what we will do is protect our god now, and that's all we're going to do, just get the power there, get the protection, not power, protection. See, we could get the Etheric Alarm, and that would really frustrate the opponent and stall even longer. The only problem is we don't want to flood our board with a bunch of creatures with no attack right now. Now getting into the late game. So, yeah, we'll get the Athenian Archer. We'll ping this, get rid of the defender.
This looks promising.
So we're gonna go for this, get rid of the defender now. So we'll be done with that. Summon the Mana Toad, of course. And now we'll use the Tracking Bolt to weaken his enemy creature, so we can definitely deal with it next turn.
That's enough for now.
And we'll see what they go for now. They've got quite a lot in their hands, they've got plenty of moves available, and they've usually got a lot of board clears and destructive cards in a magic deck, so we'll see. Pick the alarm up, which we don't mind at all. Now, we could hit him in the face with Epiphany, but we don't want to waste that just in case they summon a very powerful monster now. We don't know what they're packing with their late game either, so. And we don't want to waste an Inferno straight away. So what we'll do is we'll see what we're going to draw on our next turn. So we've got Star Shard Bolt, we've already got one Epiphany, so we don't want that. So we'll throw that to the bottom. Just wait and see to see what they do. Because we don't mind our health going quite low for now. We really don't mind that at all. They've done that the wrong way, haven't they? Could have took a little bit more of us, but does not make a difference anyway. So we can go Cyclops Defender, see what they have to answer with. We'll get rid of this, because why not?
Certainly has a strange sense of humor.
Yeah, so they've easily dealt with our card there. But that's fine because now they've used the Ratify, it's not going to affect our cards later on, which is absolutely fine. We want to draw out all their answers straight away and then take care of the rest later. Spells are in the void right now, so we've got a Crystal Rain, which could be handy because then we can deal with all the acolytes they summon. So we will summon a random card from our void. That's fine. We'll do that, and then they're going to flood their board, so we're not going to be able to summon other cards that way. Which is fine. Do 3 damage to a creature. We'll hang on to them, we'll give our God Protector, we don't need that, we've got enough to clear for now. So now we're hunting for some higher powerful monsters. We do have a 9-drop in this deck which we are hunting for. It has Blitz, Overkill and Regen for 6. If I quite remember the name, I will say when we've got it. And now we can go for a board wipe now. Now we're happy they have plenty out, we'll go for the board wipe. We'll take care of the side of the field, get rid of them. And now we need to make sure we don't take too much damage because we have only 10 health left, so we'll deal with these and then we'll see what's in the Sanctum. But we'll pull this. Make sure that they don't have that. And that'll do for this turn. Of course, there's only 1 mana left. So. Now they could summon pretty much anything they want that they've got in their hand, but I'm not sure what they have. Here we go, the healing heavy. So what we need to do is take care of that. It's got. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ratify it, of course. be gone with that. We'll deal with it with our Vanguard Act Woman. No, we will not. Forgot about the... Alright, we'll take care of that. And then we're just going to go face with the rest of it.
Obviously.
And that's the idea now, to keep picking off, because if they're going to summon anything now, they're only going to be summoning one high card at a time, so we can keep picking them off now. Because we've got pretty good board control, and we have... I feel like we've got the advantage.
My turn.
And so... we can take care of that very easily. And then, what should we summon here? We'll see what they...
The audacity. There is a frontline creature in the way.
My game. Going a bit slow now. I don't know if you're going to see the delay in the gameplay here, but it's maybe my connection's there.
Tactics only serve.
Getting laggy at the moment, so if it seems stuttery, I do apologise. Well, that has not really made any difference right now, so we do not mind that.
Looks promising.
There we go. Scarlet and Happy, and then this. Yeah, we'll get some out on the board. Now shall we wait? We don't care about the raw ability, we're just gonna... We only took this from the Sanctum so they couldn't get it, so we don't mind wasting the ability. Can't attack with a creature that's asleep, look at it. Rookie mistake.
I can't say I'm surprised.
They just seem like they're trying to get rid of all our monsters now, which is fine. They've got a lot in their hand, I imagine they've just got high powered creatures, so... This is what we were after. Epiphon, Atlantean Hydra. That's the creature we were hoping to get. So... we'll pull this just so they can't get it. And... we are gonna go... we'll see what we pull. See what we pull there. Draw a card. No, we didn't get the luck there. So we'll go 6 to the face. We'll attack. And then if they summon a creature we can deal with it because this has Blitz and then Twin Strike, so we can take care of any creature they summon straight away, so that's fine. So we'll take care of all of these now. So,
My turn.
do we want to ratify it just yet? going to take it down to 3. Right, so I'm going to deal damage to this, and then we'll take care of it like so. And now we're going to have to give our god protected. That's fine, and then we'll just summon this out so we've got some presence on the board. And that'll do, and on next turn we'll summon the F on that Dancing Hydra. Because I feel like we took care of most of the threat in the deck. Ooh, no, we don't want that. So what we could do is just take care of their side of the board with this first and save this for even later on, but we don't want them to draw the same card either, so then do we just go for it? Do we just go for it? We'll see. Well, it's protected from the first instance, so it is protected to the first instance.
I did not foresee.
So we'll take care of it. Hidden, it
I
can't
can't
attack
target
now.
hidden creatures.
Right, so there we go. Now protected has gone, unfortunately, but at least you can't just wipe it with the deadly effect. That was something we had to take care of. Deal 4 damage to a creature. Well, we're just going to regen unless they've got something else to finish it off with. They got a... Oh, yeah. I don't know, I thought they were going to draw a Star Shroud Bolt and get rid of it, but that's fine. We're going to regen to 8 now.
This looks promising.
Which way should we do this? Yeah, so we'll see what we can pull back from our void. Now, gonna do 4 face, so right. The only way it can survive is if we take care of that. We don't want it to go after all this, so this is the only way we can do it. So we'll take care of that and regen back to 7 in our next turn. We'll pull this so they can't, just get it out of the way, and then see what answers they have. So I feel like we've worn them out now. They've only got 2 in their hand. They don't feel like they're going to have much response. They don't, which is fine. And well, that seems like it'll be game over. Which way shall we do this? Shall we just ratify it? Shall we really take the mid here? And then Overkill is just going to finish it off for us. And that's the idea of the control deck, to drag your opponent into deep waters and, well, let their deck run out of steam.